Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I am working on the autism gnome. It's called Autism Awareness, I believe, and it's going to be the puzzle pieces around. I'll raise it so you can see what I've done so far. There we go. And then in the middle there's going to be a brain. So I have to finish this yellow puzzle piece here. There's a red piece, and then I start that leg there. I don't know how much I can get done on this video, but I thought I would work on this because it's the last thing that was on my Q-Snap and frame before I start on another project. Yesterday was kind of a slow stitching day. I have some things to talk about. First thing is, I had the pleasure and the privilege of babysitting two of my grandchildren yesterday, Demetrius and Olivia. She's 1.5 and he just turned 3 a couple of weeks ago. We had a great time. They were here for 4 or 5 hours. It was really enjoyable. They're such good babies. I fed them, we played games, we played with some of the things I have in my home that ended up being pretty decent toys because the kids, I say kids when I say Ari and Mikey, forgot to bring the babies' toys, but I have plenty here to entertain them. We watched Raya and the Last Dragon, and then we watched some Cocomelon, and then we played ABC Mouse. It was a really good evening. I was a little concerned because all last week I did not feel well, and I took literally, I'd say 2 naps a day. I'm just gonna switch, see if I can switch. No, I can't. Just adjusting my magnifier. There we go. I took at least 2 naps a day every day last week. So yesterday I didn't have time to take a nap, and I ended up not even needing one. So that was a real blessing, because you don't want to be tired when you have 2 toddlers running around your house, right? The only thing that we're trying to do right now is to get the kids to get Olivia comfortable with my husband and my sons. Demetrius is a social butterfly. I mean, like, anywhere he goes, he's going to say hi. He's got the cutest smile with dimples, and he's very outgoing. And Olivia is the opposite. She loves her Nana. She loves me to pieces. She's my sidekick, but we can't get her comfortable with my hubby and sons. And it's funny that because she's a daddy's girl, so you would think that she would be comfortable with them, but she's not. So I told hubby, I says, don't fear. I said, Mia, who is now, I think 7, maybe 6 or 7, she's my oldest daughter's middle daughter, was definitely afraid of Tony. I mean, like, would almost cry. But now he's one of her favorite people in the world. I mean, as a matter of fact, if Mia and Kaya come over here, Mia wants to spend time with Tony more than she wants to spend time with me. So I told Anthony, I said, remember how Mia decided that you're her person? I said, Livy will probably one day do the same. So that was my fun evening. Today is not, well, before I talk about the bad, I'll give, whoops, this yellow is a little washed out. Let me tighten this. Before I give the bad, I'll give one more good. The other good is Sunday, the 20th, was my 40th wedding anniversary. Yes, indeed. We got married March 20, 1982, and so therefore March 20th was 40 years. I can't believe it. I mean, when I look at my children and all of my grandchildren, yeah, I can believe it on that regard. Okay, my cat's on my desk. He's trying to get behind my Q-Snap. I just want to mark these stitches. Why is it on 996? We want it to be on. Let me just change the symbols. I'm getting used to this app called Markup RXP. So that's, I just wanted, it flipped over to this color, the app, but I'm on yellow, so I just wanted to change it on the app. So anyway, yeah, we've been married 40 years. We have 6 adult children. Let's see if I can think of their ages off the top of my head. Lexi's 25, so they would be 25. Ari will be 29 in May. And then you have 29, 31. Then you have 33, 30, okay, 33. And then in June, Alan will be, no, 32. Aaron is 32. Alan will be 34, 30. Okay, I can't do it. I think Alan will be 35 in June. TJ will be, okay, let me go backwards from Adriana. Now I have to think about it. I never have to think about it. We're going to go backwards. May 11th, Adriana will be 38. And then on May 31st, TJ will be 37. So that means on June 6th, Alan will be 35, which makes Aaron has just turned 33. Well, we'll turn 30. Alan will turn 33 March 24th, in a few days. And then Ari will be 29 May 3rd. And then Lexi next October will be 26. Wow. That might be the first time I've ever had to think of their ages. It could be because we're in the birthday arena, like Aaron this month. In May, I have 3 birthdays. So that's probably what threw me off, is 4 of them are going to have birthdays very, very soon. So I think that hopefully that I'll use that as an excuse, and we're going to, as I say, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. And so we have 10 grandchildren. Adriana, my oldest, has 3, Mia, Kaya, and Ava. Kaya is the oldest at 8. Mia, I believe, is 6, and Ava is 1.5. Ava might already be 2. I think Ava's already 2. And then TJ is my oldest son. He has, I'm just marking my pattern. TJ has Aiden and Avery. Aiden is 8, Avery is 14. And Avery, I saw them about a month ago, and Avery is now taller than me. My 14-year-old grandchild is now taller than me. He only had about a half an inch on me a month ago, but the way kids grow at his age, by the time I see him, he'll be an inch taller than I am. And then Alan has 2 little girls, Bria and Lila, and they are almost 1 and almost 2. And then, no, I think Lila might be over 2. I'm going to have to start writing things down. I cannot believe I cannot remember these children's ages. So that's Al. And then Aaron, my youngest son, has Aaron Jr., and I believe Aaron Jr. is 9. And then we have Ariana, and she has Demetrius, who's just turned 3, and Livy, who is 1. So 10 beautiful grandchildren. TJ recently got married, so he has a stepson, so I now have technically 11 grandchildren. I know his name begins with a B. I've only met him once, so I'm not going to say his name because I don't quite remember it. But that's my family. And speaking of family, today is going to be a very, very, very difficult afternoon, evening, and tough day. My sister-in-law, well, my brother's common-law wife, Jill, passed away suddenly a few weeks ago. And her viewing and funeral is today. So I want to be there for my brother, but I will be there for my brother without a doubt, I don't mean it came out wrong. But I cannot imagine how he feels. I'm broken, just, and I'm also off camera. I'm really, really sad for my brother. They were together for 27, 28 years. Jill has 3 sons. Keon, well, I won't say their names, but she has 3 sons. And then her and my brother have a son. I will say his name's Cameron. He's my nephew. And so they have a son. He's a couple years younger than my daughter, Alexis. So she left behind 4 children, my brother, 2 sisters, and her mom. So that's a very sad thing and makes it a very sad time for my family. Let me count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So that we leave here probably about 1 or so, 1 or 1:30. It's in Roxbury. I live in Holbrook. And then after the wake and after the viewing and after the services, I guess there'll be some kind of respite that we'll do. And last night I went on her Facebook page and looked at her pretty face. She was a beautiful woman, a very, very nice person, the biggest heart. We didn't spend a lot of time together. You know, people lead different lives when you have big families. Like, for example, I have 6 sisters and 5 sisters and 1 brother. Boy, my math is off today. But we may not see each other often, but thankfully we are all very close. We've always been close. We're kind of like an emotional group. You know, we're just very, very close-knit family. And, you know, we have tiffs, don't get me wrong. I mean, you know, nobody's perfect. You know, there's personality conflict. I gotta get past this yellow because it just keeps washing out on camera. So bear with me. As a matter of fact, I won't even put the second leg of the yellow in this video. Maybe. I might just go into the red so that you can at least see what I'm doing. So we're gonna want to put these stitches right here because the yellow is so washed out. And I'm going to plant this floss right here and get another strand. Okay, so we're just gonna plant that there. I already pre-threaded, so we're just gonna pick right up. So let's see. Yes, we're a very close family. You know, we have our moments, you know, but I think every family on this earth has their moments. But we all live in Massachusetts. There was a time when 3 of the siblings lived in Florida. Actually 4. Now that I think about it, 4 of the siblings over the course of the years have lived in. Yeah, 5 of the siblings. Wow. My family, a lot of them have lived in Florida now that I think about it. All at different times. There's only 2 siblings at 2 separate times that lived in Florida together at the same time. But now, all of us are in Massachusetts. All of us. And, but the thing is, with the pandemic, we're not really getting together. Of course we'll get together today, but as far as like we used to do like some Friday night things and stuff like that, or go to a Chinese buffet, this is the worst whipping chat ever because my yellow is so washed out and my cat is on my desk, so it's hard for me to have room. So with the pandemic, we haven't seen a lot of each other, but we do have a family thread, a sibling thread. So we are up to date. And I imagine I'll see most of them today. I'm not sure if I'm going to see my youngest sister. She might be connecting via Zoom, at least last I heard. But as far as the other siblings, I should be seeing the rest of them today. And hopefully even one of my youngest sisters. So, what else? I was kind of thinking of making this a mental health check-in video, because when I made my previous mental health check-in video, I talked about what I felt was the time of healing that I'm in and what I thought happened. And when I spoke of what I thought happened, I spoke my truth. I spoke how I perceived what happened. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the situation that got me removed from a certain group. I'm going to be as general as possible. Only those who know me and know the circumstances will clearly understand what I'm talking about. So that upset some people, and I had to remove one message, but despite what someone thought, I did not remove one of the other unkind messages. YouTube held that back. As a matter of fact, YouTube put it in held for review, and I didn't have anything set for held for review. I went to upload a video that same afternoon. It was a book review video, and there was this really rude message. So I decided that I would make it so that that one particular individual could not respond to my videos here going forward. And I learned something about myself right after I made that particular video, because I was reading a bunch of nonfiction books. And when I was reading these nonfiction books, I was taking those books and using them as tools, because one was the Book of Hope, one was the Book of Moods, one was Love People Use Things, one was Healthy Heart, Healthy Brain. And so I'm reading all of these books, even 30 Life Crisis, where it was written from a humorous point of view. I kept trying to take something edifying from those books. But I had another tool that I used, and this was kind of like a surprising tool, because I didn't respond a lot to these, but I'm going to bring them up. I'm just bringing up Twitter. Nope, I brought up the private messages between us. I'm trying to bring up her page. Okay. Lori Foster is a favorite author of mine that is near and dear to my heart. And in as much as I love James Patterson and Catherine Coulter, Lori Foster is truly my favorite author. Okay, now I don't see the holes. And she puts a tweet every day, and it's kind of a positive affirmation tweet. And one of her tweets, I think it was Friday, well, it says 3 days ago, so I believe it was Friday, says, the only person you should try to be better than is the person you were yesterday. The only person you should try to be better than is the person you were yesterday. So when I read these tweets every day from Ms. Foster, I do a lot of thinking. I do a lot of soul searching. So in the vein of soul searching, I decided to try to find closure for a situation, because I want to be at peace, but I want other people to be at peace. I want to have contentment. I want others to have contentment. I want to find joy. I want others to find joy. I want to smile, so I want others to smile. So I can get rid of this too. So I did something. I reached out to someone, and I took a chance, because I was told that I was continually hurting this person, and that just cut me like a knife. I never want to hurt anybody, and I never want anybody to feel pain at my hand. And I thought, part of me wished something would come of it, like resolution, closure, peace. but I didn't hold my breath for it because I can't control what other people think, say, or do. Well, I got a positive response, and I think I got the closure. No, I did get the closure I needed. I did. And I'm blessed and I'm thankful for that. And I hope that this other person finds life in a very blessed way. So we're going to stop on this yellow because it's just so washed out. I will finish that later. I'm going to just, whoops, I had the red done, but as soon as I picked it up, I pulled it out of the needle. We're going to switch over to the red so that you can at least see what I'm doing in this video. So, sorry, had a needle in my mouth. I didn't want to talk and then accidentally swallow my needle. I know that some people have unsubscribed from this channel, but I think that through the grapevine, this person might know that I'm talking about her once again in this video, but in a good, positive, affirming way, that I have found the closure that I needed. And I'm just glad that I was able to reach out in the manner in which I did, and that it had positive results. And with, okay, I'm sorry, I'm just marking my stitches again. And I also have to change my color. Let me, Markup RXP is so different than Pattern Keeper. So I think I have to select symbol, then I hit red, then I hit markup. Yes. It's not easy, but I'm figuring out this app. So anyway, my mood is up 100%. And I was telling my therapist yesterday that it's so weird because I was really ill last week. I was exhausted. I was napping every day, more than one nap a day. But I never lost my footing when it came to my mood. And the only triggers I had last week were positive triggers because a couple of the books I read, one of the authors is from Maine and another book was set in Maine. And for the first time in decades, I started thinking about our family trips every summer. It would be my mother, her sister, and her brother and their kids, and us kids. We would have 2 cabins. The adults would stay in one, or 3 cabins. For the adults, 2 cabins for the adults, and 1 cabin for all of us kids. I loved those years. And the thing is, it's been so many years, we're talking 50 years, and I haven't thought about those trips to Maine. But reading those books gave me those positive triggers. And I'm so constantly being triggered in a negative way due to bipolar and PTSD. But it was fun reading books that had nothing on earth to do with me, but they brought back memories that I haven't thought about in a long time. And let's see, what else did I want to talk about? Since I feel like I made peace, I feel like I am definitely on the road to self-improvement and self-healing. And now I feel like I'm using my talents to enjoy what I'm doing. Can I bring it down? Just, nope, if I bring it down. Okay, there we go. I'm using my talents to enjoy my life to the best that I can. Let's see, I want to give you another Lori Foster quote. Let me bring Twitter back. I loved another one that she said. Let me scroll back. Oh, her one of them from yesterday was, "Don't let a busy Monday get the best of you. Take a little time to breathe and smile." Another one for today is, "Let your smile change the world, but don't let the world change your smile." So not only was I reading all of these nonfiction books that were bringing me joy, I'm reading these little 1 or 2 line tweets that are bringing me joy. And it really makes me feel good. And I feel like I've had some inspirational reading, you know, the Book of Mood, the Book of Hope, you know, and it feels really good. I've also learned that my reading is done now on a very personal level and no more competition. Like my spreadsheet, my Goodreads goals, it's just whatever I can read. Speaking of reading, ooh, we can change the subject for a second. I'm reading Desperation in Death by J.D. Robb. It comes out September 6th, and this particular publisher wants it done on the QT. So there will be no forthcoming immediate review video on that book. But I will tell you that that book is one excellent, excellent, excellent book. It's a very hard-hitting book. But I'm not going to give you any plot points, no spoilers, nothing like that, other than to say I'm so excited to be reading it. After I read that book, well, I'm like 50% done, so I should be finished that before I go to the funeral. But once I read that, I'm just going to bring up my spreadsheet. The next book I plan on reading is, I'll get to March. Oh, Savvy Sheldon Feels So Good by Taj McCoy, The Lion Club by Annie Ward, and The Family Holiday by Shalini Boland. Those are the next 3. But in that batch, I think I left this book in my bedroom, but I have a middle grade book, and I think it's called The End of the World is Coming, and I'm in my bathing suit. So that's a print arc that randomly showed up. It comes out April 5th, so I'll squeeze that in. And then I have the newest Ruth Ware and the newest Riley Sager books. I also have Kelly Armstrong. I have to read that one. I'm actually going to get my list, because I do have it, but it's over here. So like I said, I'm going to read the new Riley Sager, the new Kelly Armstrong, and the new Ruth Ware. And a couple other books that I really want to get to right soon are A Treacherous Trade by Kerrigan Byrne. Oh, by the way, the Kelly Armstrong book is a rip through time. And then another one I really want to get to is Local Gone Missing by Fiona Barton, The Wrong Victim by Allison Brennan. I have some really, really good books. The Ruth Ware book is The It Girl, and the Riley Sager book is The House Across the Lake. I mean, I'm so glad. Oh, The Lies I Told by Mary Burton. I'm just spitting these out. I've got so many. Stay Awake by Megan Golden. The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. And so now my reading it's just different. I can't even explain it, but it's just different. I'm just reading for me, and I dropped the March Mystery Madness and the March Stitchy Madness and the Whip Go. I just want to do me and find joy in what brings me peace. And I might look at my Whip Go board for April, but we're just going to enjoy the rest of March, and I'm going to see what else I can get read, and, you know, keep working on this path of healing and hope and joy, and also working on not changing the other people, but changing myself, and having every day try to be better than the person than I was yesterday. The sins of the past I don't want to bring forward to the future. I just want to be a better person. So that's about it for this Whip and Chat. I do want to apologize for working on yellow, because yellow on white with a light and the camera just was not giving me enough contrast to make it so that you could really see what I was doing, but hopefully that won't deter you from watching tomorrow's whipping stitching chat. So I want to thank you for watching, and I will be back with more tomorrow. Bye bye.